Hello, welcome. This is Kristen from the Online Selling Show, and I have been an e-commerce seller now for the past 22 years. I have been primarily in what's known as the wholesale business model for the past, let's say, 12 to 15 years, and since 2017, it has been our family's sole source of income. And in the next 2 to 3 years, my husband and I are looking to retire, and we want to move to several states away, and my husband's looking to do like a partial retirement, and I'm looking to bring this back to my roots. It's been very cumbersome, a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of moving parts doing it in the wholesale business model. So I want to, in a partial like semi-retirement, do this where I'm just sourcing from like estate sales, yard sales, thrift stores, and just using the eBay sales platform, where currently I'm using Amazon and eBay and few other things. So I want to just get this as simplified as I can be. I started this endeavor on June 15th, 2024, and I have been doing it primarily right now using three sourcing methods. One is the secondary market, which is the eBay, the thrift stores, the estate sales. There's a second bucket of what is our personal stuff in trying to clear out from our house. And the third is items that are coming from our retail business that has been either defective, damaged, or maybe part of a set and something got broke, meaning I sold something in a set of three and I only have two. So that is been slowly been getting listed. Some of the items personally, I probably shouldn't have never even like listed, but it was here, so I thought, why not? And surprisingly, some of it has sold. And if you look at some of my prior videos, some of the items I will mention, and it is surprising. So part of this endeavor is in this is going to be a special episode. It's just trying to get organized, trying to get this stuff so that should something, God forbid, ever happen, that anybody could be in this area and find what has sold and be able to get it shipped out. In our wholesale business, I've been able to do that, and with the help of my husband and my son and things like that, we've got that pretty well defined so that if something sells, all three of us are pretty well understanding what it is and what we have to ship out. But this other business model, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to show you my storage and where I've defined I want to get this item sold, like stored at. And then I want it so that if something sells, that it's not a lot of digging around and that type of thing. So I'm going to take you down. I'm going to show you that, go through my thought process of how I'm going to get these items. I use a company called Flipwise, how I can define in Flipwise as well where these items are so that it's notated in multiple areas and easy to find. So let's go. Let's go check it out. Okay, my storage area is right as I come down my basement. I'm designating this little section right here to be my storage because I had these shelves here from where this used to be the store or shipping area for my business when I had the wholesale business that I'm talking about. It originally started out of my house and in the basement. And this was originally where my shipping area was. And I figured I might as well use these shelves. I do have some items here that's still personal. There's a couple things here personal. And I thought there was a few other things down here, but I guess not. I wound up having this shelf that was just extra. And I thought, okay, I want to add that over here. These chairs were just things that were sitting around doing nothing really. So here's the lamps I put on Facebook Marketplace. This is on Facebook Marketplace too. This is just personal. So this is any gaps you're seeing in here is some of the stuff I pulled out of the stuff I took back for the retail arbitrage. And I did backfill it, I will say already, for some of it. And then in here is where I'm starting to find I'm having problems. I was looking for something that sold. I only have these 6 or 7 tubs. This is all dead stock for my business. So I really only have these 5 tubs. I can't find a shirt. So it's like already being a problem. And then up here is just stuff as I've been listing it. I've been, sorry, as I put my finger, it keeps getting stuff messed up. So this stuff in here is stuff that is currently listed. Over here is some of the stuff I've literally pulled out that's going to be donated. Some of the stuff right here. This is some of the paper that I told you I sell that's on a day-to-day basis. You didn't know it, today is Ginger Cat Day, and I have one who is very ornery. So he is right in the middle of all this. Underneath here is some of the paper I have not gotten listed yet because I do have to get some pictures done. And then this is some stuff for Facebook Marketplace. This is an item I'm keeping for myself, so I do kind of have to pull some things out of here. This is stuff that's personal that I'm not going to be using, I'm going to be selling. That's just empty bags. I don't know about you, but I use Walmart for home delivery, and those bags just pile up. So I'm going to be using them for a way to take stuff up and down. It's been a really good Labor Day weekend for sales, and sometimes I just need something to give me, you know, an extra hand type of thing. So my plan is I've got to pull my personal stuff out of here. Yeah, this whole stuff here and there is all personal. I think I've already pulled out what is not going to be staying. I do have a large print Bible up there I need to pull out. But for the most part, everything else is staying. I think I may get rid of this. This was a KitchenAid attachment that was personal, and I have not had anybody look at it in over 60 days. I think that's going. I think everything else is pretty much going to be staying that's on these shelves. So that's where I'm going to get busy at. I do need to bring my laptop down because, like I said, I do want to get some labels on these tubs. Like I said, there's not a lot of them, but I'm already having an issue where I can't find anything. This little pile here is my death pile right now, and then underneath the stairs is the stuff that they brought in that is like damaged goods or such for my business. Other than this one, this is stuff that I need to go through and determine what I want to get listed. And I do have one other area that I'm starting to use for storage, and let me get to that. We had our basement, we had a wall put up to give us, because there's my area over there, to give it, this was, again, at one point, I had shelving on this side over here that was where all my stuff was when I was growing the business out of our house. So down this wall, my father had put in some little shelves to give me for, originally it was like the mugs and stuff like that. I apologize for the noise. Our air conditioning is running and I can't do anything about it. But it's great for all these little things that tend to fall through the cracks. I don't have to worry about anything getting broken. The stuff all the way down is some of my holiday decorations, stuff for the porch, so don't regard that. Basically from these mugs over, this is stuff that is for the business, or some of it is my personal. So for right now, I have this storage for the small stuff. I do have some small stuff I can move over here and show you the finished product when it gets done. Should have told you guys too. Like, this was an old desk and stuff that I had used for the business, that is the wholesale business. Here's Barney acting up. I don't normally live like this. This was at college with my son, and on the drive back got wet, so they have had to lay it out to get dry. And then we will be piling up because, like I said, some of this stuff is here from the college move, and we're still trying to figure out what my son's keeping and selling. But all of this other stuff, I may have mentioned in prior videos, I'm nuts for Christmas. All of this is stuff for my holiday decorating, and as you can see, like, they're labeled, and that's what I intend to do for the business. So yeah, I told you my husband thinks I'm nuts, and I'm not commenting at all. Alrighty, time to get to work. We're on a update what we got going on. I did go get myself a step ladder. I had to get myself a sturdy one because I have leg issues and I need to make sure I have, and I'm a big girl, some stability and I can go up and down. This is where I moved my death pile. I did find so far and what I've done that tree is not listed. And I went through and I did these tubs and I've got myself now, let me let this thing focus. I've got A, B, C, D. It's going to be E, which is, I want to take these up, and then F. And then this is my stuff that was my paper I mentioned. This stuff is, to give you an idea how you can do this stuff, I just use Post-it notes. And these, I put an A in there because I'll show you how I did those later. I have those, I sell them in fourths. I cut those paper in fours and sell them that way. That's my bread and butter item. And those I have in envelopes, and they're from like 1 to whatever. So I did A in front of these just so I know what backups. This is my backup to what I already have cut. And if you're not familiar with what's known as the touch theory, is I've seen it numerous times in the fact of reselling. When you touch something and have thoughts like just inadvertently, you can't be malicious about it. You just gotta like think, God, why didn't that sell? This stuff sells. It's amazing. I have probably sold over half a dozen things over this weekend, just from the time I started doing this. Today is Tuesday after Labor Day. Kind of had to do some other things. I just kind of took a couple hours of breaks here and there and just did nothing, truthfully. And so I went through these. I'll show you in my Flipwise. I just have these old stickers sitting around, and I just started going 1, 2, whatever. And I'm going to tell you, even having this little bit of like 3, 4, 5 tubs, I had to really look up about 5 or 6 of these items because I couldn't even tell what my items were. And I don't feel like I have that many. And I feel like there's a lot of differences among things. I have things that are like these plush Santas or stuffed animal type of things. I have shoes in here. I have bags. So it's not just like I have a bunch of jeans. I have a bunch of different things. And there had to be at least 4 or 5, I would say, that I truly had to kind of look at the labels and kind of like squish the bag around to make sure like I was labeling the correct thing. And like I said, there wasn't that much. So in the little bit I've done so far, I found an item that was not listed. I found about 2 or 3 items where I wouldn't say they were typos, but there was things like Levi's, like do you do the apostrophe? Do you not do the apostrophe? And I didn't realize Chico's is another one I have with the apostrophe. And I wasn't sure because me searching in my account wouldn't bring it up unless I was typing it in the absolute way it was written. But it made me go back out and double check my keywords. There was a bag in here that sold that was like an ornament organizer tote. And I didn't realize until I started looking for it. I just put in bag. It never came up. Changed some of the keywords on that. It sold within maybe an hour of me changing that. So this was a really good exercise for me to double check my keywords, make sure I had the stuff correct, make sure I knew exactly now. There's not going to be a mistake because if it's number 95, I just have to know what tub I'm going in and getting that number like 95. And there's not going to be any errors from, picking stuff. So far we're doing well in the relabeling. I have another item that sold, a good item that sold out of this one, like one of my highest priced items sold out of that. And one of the other things I have to do is I learned many, many years ago from having to resell on Amazon is that you cannot send anything to their fulfillment centers that has this kind of exposed fabric. And I don't know why I haven't done it sooner, but if you'll notice, like all of my stuff is in these bags with the suffocation warning labels on them. These are items I got many, many years ago from Uline, and I haven't been sending it to FBA. I got out of that as my business model many years ago, and these bags have just been sitting. So now it's good. I can use them for this. So I think I just probably is I had to go back out and get a different size bag because these are going to require a bigger bag than when I had them in. And like I said, once they're listed, I like to have them in a plastic bag and assure like something's not going to get on them, something's not going to create them to smell, anything like that. So I'm going to get these in bags tonight. I'm going to do the same thing where, this row over here was A. This was just all like, I labeled all this like A on the floor. This I have like B1, B2, B3, C1, C2. These are the houses that I've kind of upcycled from my business. That is part of what I'm going to do tonight. And this was just F1 because I didn't have anything other than that box. So this is what we have going on. I do need to get into this. The plan is I'm going to use those brackets to put this like shelf 1, shelf 2, shelf 3, 4, 5, 6. This I can do by the shelf and break them up. Just ways to break it down into small chunks so that when you have to go and get something, I'm only having to go through the stuff on like this part of the shelf, not go through everything. So that is the plan, and I'll show you what the progress is. I'm going to wrap up my inventory thing now. Haven't really changed much since was down here before. The only thing is I did start putting up stickers. I have to get tape and re-affix them. I have sold quite a few things out of here since. I'm gonna get some tape and tape those on those pins. I think that's gonna work better because with the wire shelves I wasn't really being able to adhere them. So this was shelf A125, B1, B2, C2, or C1, C2, D1, and D2. So I did shelves up here. I did get these from Walmart so I could stash some of my smaller ones. I actually just got some more today so I can put a lot of the smaller stuff and stack them up in here. This is some personal stuff that has to go. I've been pulling that out, but that last little bit was there. And then I did column A, B, C, D, E, and F. So it's a little bit more full in here. This is the paper that I tell you I sold. I was actually trying to put that away and I forgot about it. This is the notebook I told you I keep with my expenses and stuff in it, and mileage. I do have to keep that going. And the mug shelf looks like the mug shelf. I just noted they were over there. I feel like there was enough over there. I really had to go in and label their shelves. And then this is stuff I have to get a shipping quote on. This has to go to Facebook Marketplace. And then there's my death pile with this week's new stuff coming in. Some of this, like this stuff here, this stuff here is personal. I need to find a home and that stuff in my craft room out there. So that's a wrap up. I'm hoping that you enjoyed seeing my organizational. And I don't really feel like, obviously this is a little extension, but for the most part, this could be somebody's closet, truly. The space that is here, it's just a little bit of an alcove built into my foundation. And this was just wire shelving, like I said, that was here for when we had my shipping department here previous. So, you know, if you have it organized, you can fit quite a bit of stuff. I can tell you right now that I have listed with all of this item and the mug rack. And I have, I believe, 40 items or so of my paper. So this is about 300 listings right here. And some of my stuff is not small, as you can see. So that's all I have to say for today. I hope you got some inspiration. Would appreciate a thumbs up if you did. Leave some comments down below to hear what you thought of the series. And I would really greatly appreciate if you would subscribe down below. Help me build my channel and put my new uploads in your feed. So bye for now. Take care. See you next week.